Hello everyone, Reza here. In this video, I will show you a brand new feature of the modern table control which allows us to multi-select items. We can take action based upon the multiple selections that the user makes. For example, bulk update data or bulk delete and so much more. So let's check this video out in action. The modern table control now allows the user to select multiple items. Here I have a screen in which I will be adding the modern table control. To enable modern controls for your app, ensure that you have modern controls and themes turned on. And for the multi-select option, ensure that your app authoring version is set to this or greater. My table control, I will connect it to a SharePoint list that I have connected in my PowerApp. The list is a simple issue tracking list that includes different types of columns, text, choice, date, person. The modern table control showcases the data from that connected issue tracking list. We have the option to pick the fields that we would like to display from the connected data source. We can easily reorder the fields in the table control. The latest version of the table control now allows us to format our date or date time columns. In my case, due date is a date only column. Currently, it shows it as short date. I can change this to long date. And the latest feature includes the option to enable multi-select. The moment this is turned on, the modern table control will include the option for the user to check items for multi-selection. To quickly select multiple items, here I have this checkbox selected. I can hold the Shift key, select here. It will select all the items from that point onwards until the item that I clicked. Currently, the table control is showcasing the data in grid mode because there is real estate available to represent the information in grid style. If I was to view this on a mobile device, notice how the table control completely transforms its reflow behavior, wherein now the design and style is in a list form experience. Now here we get an extra option, which is select all. It will select the items that are loaded for the current page. I'll go back to my window size. Table control reformats itself to the grid style experience, keeping those 25 selections in place. Now with this option of multi-selecting, the next step would be to allow the user to take action on the selected items. And for that, the table control exposes a property called selected items. This will return tabular data, which will include all the record data of all the items that are selected in that table control. Now I have two items selected, so the table controls selected items property will expose those two selected records. And this is what we can take advantage of to create an experience for our end users where they can take actions on multiple records at once. As the user selects items, my toolbar control comes alive and allows the user to take specific actions. I would like to edit these two items. The form experience opens up, which allows the user to update 3 properties for these selected items in bulk in one go. The status for these items I'll set as closed. Priority for these items I'll set as high. And due date for these items I'll set as the 1st of November. I'll hit save. This will update the data in my data source. And here are those 2 items: status closed, priority high, due date 1st of November. I can select items and I can delete the items as well in one go. If I have multiple items selected and I would like to clear them, I have the option here to clear my selections. So let's see how we can create this experience for our end users. Here, I have a screen that has the modern table control that is connected to that same issue tracking SharePoint list. To create those action buttons, in the top container, I'll go and insert the modern toolbar control. The toolbar controls items property is as follows. It's tabular data, which includes objects. Each object is being represented by a button in the toolbar control. New button, edit button, delete, and info. Now, edit and delete, they need to be enabled only if the user selects items in the table control. My table control is called Table Task Tracker. So for the toolbar controls, items property, I've formatted the text of the formula. For the edit button, I'll add a property, item disabled. My formula here will be count rows of my table control, which is called table task tracker dot selected items. Is this equal to 0? And the same formula I will repeat for my delete buttons item disabled property. So notice these buttons are disabled because no item is selected in the table control. The moment I make selections, these buttons come alive. Now, if the user selects multiple items, notice in the grid view experience of the table control, there is no option to clear the selections. The user would literally have to click to clear. So let's add an option in the toolbar for the user to clear selections. This last info button, I'll change this one. Item key, I'll say clear. Item display name, I'll say clear selections. Item icon name, arrow reset. Item disabled, count rows of my table control dot selected items is equal to 0. So same as before. Now when the user clicks on this button, I would like to clear the selections. For that, the toolbar control has an on select property that has the following formula. Now info, I had changed its name to clear. So when clear is clicked, here I'll give a notification to the user. I'll say selections cleared. And right before this, I'll go ahead and set a variable called var reset. I'll set this to false. Then I'll set this to true. And then I'll give that notification. All I'm doing here is changing the state of a variable. I've called it var reset. The table controls items property. I will filter my data source based upon that Boolean variable. Nothing is selected, so my buttons are disabled. I'll make a couple of selections. Clear selections button is active. I select. That variable becomes false and true, which triggers a reset of the table control. Notice that for the end user, the table control selections are cleared. Make sure for the app's onStart function, you set that variable to true to begin with, so that when the user first time signs into the app, that variable is true. Next, let's take an action on the edit button click. I would like to give the user a form option where they can change values of columns for all the selected items. And for that, I have this container in which I will go and insert the modern form control. I'll connect it to that same issue tracking list. Fields. Here I can select which fields I would like to allow the user to change for the selected items in bulk. I'll give priority, due date, and status. The form snap to columns is on. Columns I'll pick 1, so it sits in a 1 column format. The default mode of the form I'll set to new. I am just using the form control as a means for the user to give me data so I can patch the information for the selected items in the table control. In this container where the form sits, I'll go and insert the button control. Text I'll set as save. On select of this button, the first thing I'll do is I'll clear collect and create a collection. I'll call it call task data. And in this collection, I will add my table controls selected items. Next, I'll use the function patch to patch my data source, which in this case is my SharePoint list. All I have to do here is update the data of this collection based upon any information that the user has entered in any of these 3 columns in my form. Update if this collection call task data condition will be true. So update all of the items in the collection, and here open curly braces and start defining the columns you want to update. First column, I'll pick priority. Here is my priority data card in which I have this combo box control called data card value 5 in my case. So I'll copy this, go back to the save button. To set the priority, I need to first check if the priority is empty or not. So data card.selected.value, if this is not equal to blank, meaning there is some data, then use that data. So data card value 5.selected. Priority is a choice column in my data source. If priority is left blank, in that case, you simply use this record dot priority, meaning keep the value as is. I'll close the curly brace, close the update if function, close the patch function, click format text. This is what my formula looks like. Due date. Here is my date picker controls name. Save button clicked, comma. Now I'll set due date. If date picker control dot selected date is not equal to blank, then use the date picker control selected date. Else use this record dot due date. Next, status. I'll copy the combo box controls name. It's a single select choice control in my data source. Save button, put a comma, status. If that data card dot selected dot value is not equal to blank, then data card dot selected, else this record dot status. Format text. I can also plug in a notify function here to notify the user that the items have been updated successfully. Now this form control sits in this container. Whenever the user clicks on edit, only then I would like to show this container. So what I can do here is, for the toolbar controls, on select function, when edit is clicked, here I'll set a variable called open panel to true, and I will reset my form control. My form control is a new form control. Every time the user clicks edit, I wanted to clear all the columns so the user can pick new values that they want to bulk update. Here I don't want to show any notification. So I'm setting a variable here. When save is clicked, and once the task is performed, set this variable open panel to false. And this container in which the form sits, set its visible property to open panel. Selected two items, edit. Let's change the priority only to low. Save. It should save. Change the priority of those two items to low, and it should close the form. Let's select multiple items. Let's click edit, and the user can set values that they would like to bulk update. Anything that's blank, it will keep the original values. I'm setting due date to November 22nd, status deferred for these three items. I click save. Notice status for these three items is now deferred. Due date is November 22nd. When delete is clicked, on select of the toolbar control, here's delete. Here I'll take the following action. I'll add the selected items from my table control into a collection. Then I'll use the remove function to remove from my SharePoint list the items in this collection. And then I'll notify the user that the items have been deleted successfully. I've selected these three items. Delete. Done. And this entire experience, you can take a notch higher by also adding filtering logic to your table control. Notice here on the top, I have a drop down that allows the user to pick the status. Show me all the items where the status is open. Show me all the open items where the owner is me. Table control, items property, I'm filtering it based on those selections in that drop down control and in that radio button control. And multi-selections will respect this. Here, I'll pick the first three items, edit, priority, I'll set as high, due date, I'll set as November 30th, save, makes the updates. These three items, priority are high, date is November 30th. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching.